according to the creators of the new Batman Caped Crusader series, well, Batman has never really had any good villains. This is the Sox Rocker Show. Now, my opinion doesn't really matter much in this world, but I do know one thing. Batman, well, he's been around since 1939 and has some of the most memorable arch villains in comic book history. So for anyone to say and or imply that one of the problems with Batman is the fact that there's a lack of good villains, well, that's just pretty damn stupid. But that's just how Bruce Timm, showrunner for Batman Caped Crusader, and executive producer James Tucker apparently both feel. Batsy lacks good villains. To be more precise, when asked why Penguin went all Caitlyn Jenner on us, Timm said, James and I were talking about the overview of the show, and we said, one of the problems with Batman is there's a lack of good villains. You've got Catwoman, you got Poison Ivy, and you got Harley Quinn, but it would be really good to have more good female villains. And off the top of my head, I said we never really could figure out exactly what to do with the Penguin, or what the gimmick for the Penguin should or would be. So what if we gender flip the Penguin? To which Tucker then added, when Jim made that suggestion, I just got this flood of ideas. I was thinking of Marlene Dietrich in her tuxedo, and Cabaret the musical and the art form of cabaret, and I just started drawing. I was also thinking a little bit of Harvey Fierstein and Hairspray, and I was also thinking about Divine. It was like I knew instantly what it could be. I'm sorry, what the hell did you just say? Really? Catwoman and Poison Ivy are nothing short of iconic, and Harley Quinn, are you freaking kidding me? In comics and animation, she's all over the place. And don't get me started on Margot Robbie's recent performances as Harley. She stole every damn scene in every damn film that she was in. And all I have to say is Lady Gaga has her freaking work cut out for her. Now, let's just cut to the chase here. This has nothing to do with Batman not having any really good villains or for the need of more female villains. It's leaning towards a more woke agenda. And name-dropping Marlene Dietrich, Harvey Fierstein, and Divine, who are all openly gay and either dressed like and or portrayed members of the opposite sex, well, it makes it rather obvious. Now, is there anything wrong with this? I don't know. That's for each individual person to decide based upon their own personal values and beliefs. But as far as I'm concerned, why not simply just create an entirely new freaking character? Why take one that the entire planet is known for over 80 years and gender swap his ass? I mean, we're not talking just any Batman villain here, for Pete's sake. In the hierarchy of Batman baddies, in no particular order, you have the Joker, the Riddler, Catwoman, Two-Face, and the freaking Penguin. Yes, there are others. Harley, Grundy, Clayface, Ra's al Ghul, etc., etc., but Penguin is in the top 5 at the very least. I guess they think it will boost ratings and help land viewers because it's the politically correct current fad of the moment. But I'm not so sure that it will. I think it will just irritate the diehard fan base. Now, I could be overthinking this, as I sometimes tend to do, but I just do not get it. Now, am I too old-fashioned? Maybe. Am I narrow-minded? Well, my kids would certainly say that I am. Am I living in the past? Hell, I collect Batman shit. What do you think? But for me, at least, I just think that it's stupid. So let's just see how this all pans out, okay? Hey, have you heard that James Gunn, well, he doesn't do reshoots? Well, not very many, at least, according to an article of Variety. Now, as the entire planet knows, Gunn is wrapped filming on his Superman film. Of course, there's still a lot needed to be done, editing, special effects, score, blah, blah, blah. But according to little Jimmy, he's so damn good that he doesn't think there will be any need for reshoots on this one. He claims to have only done 1 day's worth of reshoots on his last 2 films combined, after all. He claims it's because he doesn't start filming until his script is perfect and complete. If that's true, then good for you, little Jimmy. But I wouldn't hold my breath on that, because this is WB we're talking about here, and they never, ever, ever keep their hands out of the final production pudding. And speaking of the good old WB and the aftermath of them always sticking their hands in the pudding, well, it's no big secret that they are panicking these days. Outside of already being some $45 billion in the proverbial hole, well, they apparently miscalculated some bookkeeping this year and realized they were $9 more billion in that big ass hole than previously thought. Now that's one hell of a miscalculation. How do you misplace 9 billion pesos? Things have taken such a negative turn that they even shut down the Cartoon Network website without any advance notice. They scrubbed the entire site clean, and if you want to see any of that content that went bye-bye, well, then you got to subscribe to Max. Convenient. Warner Brothers Discovery is drowning in its own filth, and they have no one to blame but themselves, and unfortunately, everything that they own or control is going to pay the price, and mark my words on this, DC will be one of those things. Gunn's 10-year plan? I wouldn't hold my breath on it happening there, Sluggo, and you can take that to the bank. At least not with WBD at the helm, it won't. If they don't go bankrupt, get broken up, and or sold, then they will certainly at the very least begin to stop production on some things. No one is going to invest in a company that, oops, accidentally loses $9 billion and whose stock is plummeting daily. No way, no how. Now, I said in one of my shows way back when Gunn became the grand poobah over at DC that people shouldn't get all excited about his visionary plan, that they shouldn't put all their eggs into one basket. WBD was $50 billion in the hole even then, and David Zaslav was and is still running things. And that combination is a recipe for disaster. I said it then, I stood by it, and I still do. And look what's happening. Films are made, films are canceled, films are written off for a loss. DC characters and product are being farmed out all over the damn place. There's talk of selling. There's talk of breaking up the WB band. Oh, and did I mention that, oops, they accidentally misplaced or miscalculated $9 billion? Yeah, we're going to see Corn Sweat and all of his baggy-ass Superman suit glory. We're going to see Creature Suicide Squad Commandos, and God help us, we're going to see Season 2 of Peacemaker. Hell, we may even get to see the Green Lantern series that's been shuffled back and forth. But as far as the rest of Gunn's DCU being made goes, well, I wouldn't bet the farm on it. Now, I'm not counting Joker Follow-a-Do in this because, well, it's completely finished, nor am I counting the Batman 2 or the Penguin series because I don't consider those projects as being Gunn-affiliated, as they're Elseworld projects that he has no hand in. And trust me, that's probably a good thing if you ask me. Now, as I always say, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Time will tell the tale. And so, my friends, as the WBD DC crazy train of film and animation, etc., continues to go batshit crazy, it's time for me to bring this show to a close. So what do you think of the newer transgendered version of the Penguin? Good? Bad? Do you even care? Should they have simply created a new character instead of changing an old one? What do you think of the never-ending woes of WBD? Will they continue to sink even deeper into oblivion? And do you think Gunn's world will ever really get completed? Feel free to leave any comments you may have down below. And if you liked today's show even just a little bit, why don't you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next show. And as always, thanks for stopping by. God bless and socks out.